State, you mean a state of activity of electrical activity in your brain, for instance?
Yeah, neurophysiological thing. So we know from neuroscience that certain conscious states go together with certain brain states, right? But then the philosophical question is, why do they go together? You know, why every time someone has C5 is firing in their brain, they feel a certain way? Why is that? And it's explaining, moving beyond those correlations to an explanation that is. Okay, well, the next question then, I suppose, is what is the best way to think about how this might happen? Maybe Philip, you want to try that? I think there's, broadly speaking, philosophically two approaches to consciousness, right? A sort of brain-first approach and a sort of consciousness-first approach, right? So I think the brain-first approach, very much dominant in the 20th century, probably still dominant today. And that says, that starts from the idea that, the brain is the thing we really understand from neuroscience. That's the thing we've really got a grip on. So what we've got to do is somehow kind of squeeze consciousness into the brain. And I think, in my view, the problem with this approach is that it inevitably ends up redefining consciousness. So you start off with a feeling of pain and you think, where's that in the brain? How do I squeeze that into the brain? Doesn't seem to be a place in the brain, in soggy grey brain matter for a feeling of pain. And so what you do is you redefine, perhaps in behavioural terms, this is a very common strategy, so people say, well, to feel pain is just to behave in a pained way. So, when your body's damaged, you scream and try and get away, right? Now and suddenly the problem looks a bit easier, because, it looks like still incredibly hard, but it looks like we've got some kind of a grip on how physical brain processes can produce pain behaviour. But of course the problem is, it looks like we've sort of been redefining pain, we've kind of changed the subject. We're no longer talking about the inner feeling of pain, we're now just talking about pain behaviour. And so am I worried with the brain start, the brain first approach, to where you sort of end up leaving consciousness out?
Right, okay, Tom, what would you think about that? Do you want to...
I take a fairly similar view, so I kind of think that there are a few things we know better than our own consciousness. There's no mystery about what consciousness is, we all know it from our own case. But you provide a definition of it, for instance. Defining is tricky, one way to think of it, which is really quite popular, is this, that somebody's conscious, if there's something it's like to be in that mental state for them. So there's something it's like to be me right now talking to this, I'm aware of it on the inside. There's something it's like for you to hear it, right? It's not just unconscious whirring of mental cogs, we're experiencing things, and that's what consciousness is. Okay, so you would say start from consciousness, both of you would say start from consciousness and try and work out how that connects with the physical world. Is that fair summary on the brain?
I think one thing that's important is that some people think that our understanding of the physical world is the same roughly as it is. And our understanding
by our understanding, you mean the science of the understanding?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So some people think that the science is great, right? I can trust the scientists.
And if consciousness doesn't seem to fit in with the scientific story, then it's consciousness we're going to have to rethink to make things compatible, to make it to me. Whereas the view I like to take, and the view that Philip likes to take, is that it's our understanding of the physical world that has to budge, because there's not room for us to say things like consciousness is an illusion, or consciousness isn't right what it seems to be. So you're right, you both think we ought to, in order to understand how the brain generates consciousness, we need to rejig our understanding of the physical world somewhat. Precisely, so you can either start with the brain and try and squeeze consciousness into it. I think that inevitably ends up almost denying the existence of consciousness. Or you can say that consciousness is the thing we really understand. You know what pain is when you feel pain, right? And you build up your picture of brain, starting with what you know. You're with the picture of you on this rock, or right, you're The product of the consciousness involving nature and its fundamental parts. That would be general characterization of panpsychism, where you wouldn't take your, if I paraphrase your views, that consciousness wouldn't be possible unless it was already there in the material of the world. Again, I think that's a little bit strong, that it would be impossible. So, I mean, one very well-known panpsychist, Galen Strawson, he does argue that. He thinks you've got to have consciousness there to start, or you couldn't get consciousness out. That's too strong for me. The reason I'm a panpsychist is a matter of theoretical elegance and unity. Yes, when we're doing science, we look for the most elegant, unified, parsimonious picture, and I think panpsychism at this stage of our knowledge looks to be the most elegant way of finding a place for consciousness. Okay, Tom,
why is that nonsense?
Well, yeah, it's very easy to call panpsychists names, and many people do, but there are people